This recording is to cover a couple of changes that have taken place with the way Excel works on your iPad since all the other instructional videos were put together. And before I go over those with you, I want to point out that the initial setup of Excel on the iPad was substantially different in terms of what the commands were than if you were operating out of a PC or a Mac computer. And so all of the instructional videos that you've gotten so far deal with the way that it was set up originally. Apple has realized that they need to make some corrections in the way Excel works so that it's more functional for all of us, and they're kind of doing them a little bit at a time. So I'm asking you to look at this video first, and it'll help you to understand a couple of small differences that will occur when you're operating in some of the other videos that are there. To get started on that, here is a little table that has been created. And it's just miscellaneous stuff, as you could see. And the first thing that we're going to do in this table is we are going to go ahead and complete the extension. You notice that there's different clothing items that are there, and it has color and quantity. And so I'm going to highlight the extension opposite the first row, which is the sweater. And in that row, I want to calculate the total value of the red sweater. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to type in equal. I'm going to highlight the 15. And then I'm going to select times from my keyboard. And then I'm going to highlight the 20. Now, performing those actions, what I'm actually doing is I'm multiplying 15 by 20. And a simple formula like this is used many, many times over and over again in statistics when you're working with Excel. So I'm happy that that's what I want to do. I'm going to select the green check. And when I do that, it's going to show me that 15 times 20 is $300. Now I want to make the same calculation in the rest of the rows that are here. And so what I want to do, I don't want to do the entries all by myself, is I want to fill the formula down. I want Excel automatically to do this for me. And to do that, I'm going to select the cell with the 300 that I just did. And you'll notice that a menu opens up, and the thing on the right in this black menu says fill, because that's what I want to do. I want to fill it down to the rest of the cells. When I select that, you'll notice in the upper left-hand corner there's a little box, and in the lower right-hand corner there's a little box. Now, here's the change. Previously, when you did exactly what I did, and you highlighted the $300, instead of those two little boxes, what you got was a down arrow on the bottom line of the $300 that you would drag down if you wanted to drag the formula down, or there was a right pointing arrow in the middle of the cell if you wanted to drag the formula across. So that's a minor change. All we're going to do to fill this down is I'm going to grab hold of that little square, and then when I let go, the formula is automatically copied down to all of the cells. Now remember, when you're using some of the other instructional videos, what you're going to see is instead of that little box that we just looked at, what you're going to see is the little squares that we just looked at now, okay? When the square is there, the cell is ready to fill the formulas down to the other cells. That's the whole change. The second change is more significant, and it involves being able to sort information using Excel. This is a powerful tool. And if you were using a Mac or a PC, and this table that we've got, you wanted to sort it, you could sort it any way you wanted. In this particular case, however, if we were going to sort the information in this table, Excel would always assume that we wanted to sort by the first cell. In other words, if I were to highlight this, which I'm doing now, and I would go up into the white menu row where it says A to Z, and then it would say sort ascending, sort descending. If I selected sort ascending, you'll notice that column 1 is now in alphabetical order. Now, Excel kept the integrity of all of the other items. It moved it around so that I still have the same number of blue blouses and blue hats and yellow pants and so forth. It did that. But let's say I didn't want to sort that way. Let's say I wanted to sort this information by quantity. Well, Excel is automatically defaulting to sort by the column on the extreme left-hand side. And in this case, that's not what I want to do. So I'm going to highlight this again. And you'll notice that this time I also highlighted the title, the top row. I didn't do that last time. And so once I've highlighted this whole thing and I select sort, you'll notice that the commands that I have are sort ascending, sort descending, show filter buttons, and then a clear and a reapply all, which are grayed out. Now, let's say I want to sort this in descending order with the highest quantity up top and the lowest quantity on the bottom. If I just select sort, like I told you before, it's going to sort, if I select the descending order, by the first column, and I don't want that. I want to sort by the third column, which is column E. So this time I'm going to select show filter buttons. And when I select show filter buttons, you'll notice on my header row, there's a little down arrow next to each item, color, quantity. Now I said I wanted to sort by quantity. So I'm going to select that down arrow. I hope I'm going to do that. Got fat fingers here, guys. And now I'm going to say I want to sort from the largest to the smallest. Now you'll notice that that's what's happened. I have now sorted this by the quantity column, with 67 being the largest. What's important, because I highlighted everything, I kept the integrity. I still have the same number shown for white t-shirts and yellow pants and blue blouses all the way down to the hat, okay? Now, using this method for sorting, I can sort by any column that I want. I could sort it by extensions if I wanted, okay? So it's important in this case to be able to do that. Again, I'm going to highlight all of this data. Let's say that instead of sorting in descending order by quantity, I wanted to sort this by extension, where I want the lowest or the highest number to be there. I'm going to now, while it's highlighted, select the down arrow by extension. And this time I'm going to sort it from the smallest to the largest. And so now you can see that I did that. And again, the integrity of each one of the items stayed the same. So when you go through and you look at the other videos, what you're going to see is only a way to sort by when there's two columns of data. And in your mind, when you see that, think, oh no, the sorting procedure has changed. And you can always go back and refer to this to look at how it's changed. And what I'm probably going to be doing is that when they come up with their next update, and I'm sure they will during the year, I will send you a revised video of what's hot off the press in terms of new things that they're looking at.